Hey.
Fuck! Shit! Fucking shit!
What have you?
Anyway, we're back. Hey, everyone. The internet's working now.
You're fucking useless, you.
Yeah.
You didn't even bribe your fucking internet company to make sure you get the good internet.
I know.
Yeah. Well, off air, I told you guys there was literally a guy out there, and I was about to go confront him and say, "Hey, buddy, my internet's really important. You better get your shit together and get the fuck down from there." But he was already leaving as I was storming out to scream at him. So, I'll let him go. I'll let him slide this time. But he fucked up my internet. I'm pretty sure it was just him solely. So we're back. I don't know what you guys are talking about because for the last fucking 15 minutes, I've been scrambling around trying to get the internet to work. So,
when you fucked off, we just sat in silence for like 5-10 minutes, just waiting.
Like, fuck it, it's his dream. Let's just run it into the ground.
Awkwardly grunting at each other.
Waiting for everybody to come back, but if the internet cuts out again, then I'll probably move everything over. We'll just move to Source 6 if it happens.
Yay, the best channel.
I remember what we were talking about. I was saying the fucking thing about Sargon on the Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it was that thing when he was talking to Joe about Anita, and like Joe was getting really annoyed, and he's like, "Well, she slighted me, and actual real journalists are now saying, like, writing incredible lies about me, saying like I got up on stage and stuff like that." Then Joe Rogan's like, "Oh shit, really? Okay, then." He's like, "Can you bring up one of these articles for us?" And then he's like, "Okay, well they've not like actually written them yet, but they're about to." And then Joe Rogan's like, "Oh shit, isn't this what like they do though? They play victim and claim crimes like or slights that haven't even been done against them." Sort of thing, isn't it? Like, and it was really embarrassing. I was like kind of cringing watching that. I was like, "Oh
yeah."
fuck.
I mean, I remember seeing that. Like, I seem to recall he said they will.
Yeah.
I that's as far as I remember. I'm not defending it in any way, but they do that.
Well, to be fair, I think they did. Like, I think it was right. I think they wrote a load of shit afterwards. So he was right.
Yeah, but just a little bit jumping the gun, maybe.
Yeah.
But we know that they write crazy shit about people. I mean, PewDiePie is officially a Nazi, and fucking whoever else is just everyone is all right.
Sargon's always been considered like alt-right, hyper conservative. Which I don't think any Republican, like staunch, conservative, would look at what Sargon does and say that's hardcore right wing.
It's not even close.
No. Well, he says he's left, right?
Yeah. I'm inclined to agree with him. He has certain, like anyone, any normal person, he has certain opinions that are right-leaning, he has certain opinions that are left-leaning, and he identifies a certain way because that's what people do. But yeah, like whenever I hear someone say, "Oh yeah, he's this right-wing ultra-nationalist," and loads of other shit that he is, and you're just like, do you even watch his stuff at all? Like, did you even bother? Why make claims about people that you've never seen? I find that a strange thing to do, unless, of course, they are that mad. But yeah, that's not the point of this. So, Sargon's a hypocrite and a terrible human being, and we should all admonish him and kill him with fire.
For the record, I still like Sargon. I just hate what he did here.
Yeah. I disagree vehemently with it. I wouldn't have done it. And I don't think he should have, and I think he needs to stop doubling down. But if it's what he wants to do, if this is the news,
like you said, it may just simply be that this is a conflict of opinion and ideals. I honestly think that this fits Sargon's character over the past year or so, at least.
Yeah,
this is what I've seen from him, and it's always where I've veered off from him. Whereas he really kind of is treating this as if it's a straight up. Well, he even calls it a culture war. Yeah, he even calls it a culture war, which I don't really see it that way. I think he veers too far over into the tribalism, too far over into the us and them mentality, and I think he's become just about as counterproductive as some of the people we criticize on the other side as well. So,
I mean, would it not be sort of difficult not to? Because obviously we're all tiny, right? And like he gets this shit all the time thrown at him from like multiple different people. Like, and I guess like that kind of gets you after a while, and you really do sort of see red almost, and you're like, right, fuck him. Like, I
It's
don't
one of the
know.
reasons I always said that I was really nervous about ever getting that big.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how I'd be if I was that big. Like, I'd like to think I'd be exactly the same and just chilled out and not give a shit about anything, but you never
I'd
know.
just be hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, there should be some kind of like how to be famous training once you hit like 200,000 or something.
Does that exist? Like, there must be some sort of.
I'm sure there is something actually.
That'll be my next video.
If there isn't, how to be famous.
How to be famous.
Well, I mean,
everyone.
Well, because Andy Worski, we were talking to Andy Worski about the crazy hair thing, which ties more into what Roy's talking about in his video, and you could tell while talking to him, there's no concept until VidCon at least. There was no real concept that, oh shit, a lot of people watch my shit.
Yeah.
You know, you just see numbers on a screen, you see scrolling in chat, but do you really understand that these are hundreds and thousands of actual human beings that are watching your shit? There's a certain amount of like eyes on you.
I mean, I say it almost every week. It'd be weird if we were sat together in a pub with right now 26 people just watching us talk. It'd be occasionally commenting and then throwing $5 at us. So someone just super chatted you, and they do wonder if traps are gay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess.
I came up with a solution to that. Ask the trap.
Andy Worski did say like he was a bit ridiculous, though, didn't he? He kind of owned up to that.
Andy Worski at least sort of acknowledged that they went a little too far.
Yeah. Did anyone else? Did Blair? I bet Blair didn't.
Blair's kind of like she's straight up mean girl, isn't she?
I mean, maybe they did what they should have done in the first place and put that shit behind closed doors where it belonged.
Yeah, I used to kind of like.
That's what I always thought.
She's getting harder and harder to watch.
My opinion on that whole thing was I don't have a problem with them being upset with crazy hair, but there's no reason to do that shit in public.
Yeah,
there's no reason to drag her through the mud like that.
To be fair, I think their rationale, and again, this is where it comes to think about how many eyes are on you. You should have known this was going to fly back in your face, like huge. But yeah, is that crazy hair did initially make the first move?
Yeah. Like I get him being like angry and stuff like that, but it was the thing that really didn't make sense was the insane accusations they were just making up on the fly. Like
it made sense to me.
It made about the elevator, and it's just pure speculation.
Well, here's how I mention
it.
It's speculation, but it's also a culmination of everybody is telling a story that is crazy at VidCon, and now because so many people have had so many weird experiences with her, because she was acting creepy.
Oh, I'm sure she was. Yeah.
And that whole environment, you can see it just becomes a game of telephone after a while.
Yeah.
And after a while, any other weird thing that happens is starting to be now associated with her and things like that.
Well, I saw a person. I mean, it looked like a guy, but it was probably her peeing in the men's bathroom.
Yeah, little things that she says are now being, hyper like revisited and scrutinized in a different way.
Yeah.
I get how this happens, but again, that's just because I've been to high school.
Yeah.
Like that's why I understand it. I understand it because I've been to high school, and that's exactly what this was.
It was the cool kids beating up on the nerd who came to their party.
It was interesting. It was an interesting demonstration in, like you said, like a live, super fast Chinese whispers racism, or what did you say, telephone, and and just watching people come to fucking weird conclusions and then just let them come out. Because what my main concern with the whole thing, the main thing I've said is that they just should never have live streamed that.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about something that's getting you really pissed off. I try not to talk about something that's upset me in live stream. Like I don't talk about personal crap that goes on in my life on live stream, because I'm liable to get emotional about it and say something fucking stupid. So if someone's upset you, wait until you're not until you can be a little bit more objective before you go and fucking talk in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Well, it was not. It was an odd thing to do, and like I was wondering why they did it. Why they decided to talk about some girl that pretty much no one knew. No one knew what happened at VidCon, but they decided to do a massive live stream on the thing. And I was like, well, maybe they did it because they know she took that recording, and they're thinking, what if she releases it? We better get our side out first, right? Like, could it have not been that?
I mean, there is that, but they're all professional, as it were, video makers. And if you want to get your side out, do it in a way that isn't fucking embarrassing.
I'm pretty sure that their logic was that she made this video and now we have to defend ourselves. And again, to me, it's just you guys don't understand how big you are right now.
But it's a video very few people even saw from a creator nobody even fucking knows. There was no reason. And you get these combined, how many subscribers do they have? A couple million?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be a lot of crossover, obviously.
Right. But you don't have to beat up on the girl with, 5 subscribers because she made a video that was actually pretty vague. So, I mean, fuck, there was no reason to do it. And especially things like Blair White, she had to tell them that she was me to get a room key to come up to my room. No, it was creepy enough what she did. She jumped on the elevator with random people. But they made it so much fucking worse with their guessing and their detective work. It was so bad.
Yeah. She's like, I just walked in. I just walked into the elevator because 2 people got in. It's like, oh my god, you hijacked the elevator. Like you fucking pulled out
with a box cutter.
Like,
you said you had a box cutter. You hijacked the elevator with a box cutter. You forced your way in. You started assaulting people.
Yeah. He's like, oh my god, I took salt from the penis shaker. What the fuck? Like, yeah. I don't know.
And Ewan had posted the video that was at the tail end of her being kicked out.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yes.
Didn't look like that big of a deal.
No, it looked creepy, but not a big deal.
A little cringy, creepy, but Blair's boyfriend was like, what? Blair's like fucking passing out on the chair next to them. What? And you've got Chris Reagan and Lacey Green are disgustingly rubbing and I think he was fingering her at the time.
God.
In front of everyone.
Smelling his finger and then putting it back.
Yeah, he's just fisting
and then wiping it on her face.
As you do. Shoving red pills and non-stop.
So I think it was Armored Skeptic and is sitting there pretty much saying like, "Nice to meet you, bye." But it's just not that big of a deal, and it does prove that Crazy Hair was kind of lying, but it also sends the message that maybe you shouldn't have made a big deal about this. Like it seems like a really just offhand encounter with a creepy person who has this mentality that because she makes videos that she's sort of entitled to be a part of this thing. And that's really kind of what I got from her video that said, you're fucking out of your mind. You're doing the exact wrong thing. Is that you're acting like because you make videos that all of a sudden you have access to all these things. She's got less subscribers than I do. Maybe not now after this whole thing blew up. But she had like 3,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And I don't do shit. So I can't imagine me, like when I talk to Worski or Bearing or these huge YouTubers, I always feel really honored that I even have the opportunity because I don't do shit, like I don't do much, I make the shittiest little videos and now I don't even make videos. So, until further notice, but
everyone's unsubscribing. Yeah.
I am working on something now, but, the whole point is this is a small platform, and even these people that you're associating with are relatively small in terms of the grand scheme of things. Humility is probably a good thing to do from the start. That's what one of my criticisms about the way Francesca Ramsey is acting is like, your success is brand new. Fucking dial it down because you might not be here for very long.
And your success is related to a medium, aka television, that is dying.
Yeah.
I noticed that she does seem to have this inflated sense of value of her own work. She said it herself that at VidCon, I barely have anybody knows who I am really. Yeah, that's because the platform that fucking matters now, comparatively speaking, YouTube, which just gets insane amounts of traffic. But I don't know. Is YouTube is the second biggest website or something like that? I think it's like the biggest quote unquote social media website.
Mm-hmm.
And it just gets, I would imagine it gets more traffic, or it's getting close to more traffic than telly at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
the Euro duelist, I don't know how to fucking say that, but he's arguing that Sargon's action was not hypocritical.
Okay, I'm going to say the same thing I said to him in the comments of my video.
Mm-hmm.
Sargon stands for free speech. He set out to silence somebody's speech. That is hypocritical. Period.
He does say he's a free speech, not fundamentalist, that just free speech, whatever, essentially.
Yeah, and for somebody who says they're for free speech to seek out to silence somebody, that is hypocritical. Now, you can say you agree with why he did it. You can say you understand it, that you thought he should.
In that, you can
but
make.
He's still a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, he still did it, and that's the point.
The thing is, though, could it be considered as actual harassment, and then is actual harassment free speech? So.
Well, this is what I say to SJWs all the time when they get their little feelings hurt. You can't. You don't have to listen to that shit. You can block somebody. You can mute somebody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tools
before I cut off, though, I was making the point that the argument saying that he's not a hypocrite, I don't know that they're all completely invalid. I mean, like, basically, free speech really genuinely doesn't apply to private enterprise or whatever. She was legitimately breaking Twitter rules, and this is the argument you're going to get. She was legitimately breaking Twitter rules. He did not false flag her. He accurately reported.
He did
a violation of the rules, and she was banned according to Twitter.
Okay.
Apart from stupid people, I don't think anybody's making the argument that anybody deserves free speech on Twitter in a fundamental way.
Let Ranting Monkey argue.
No, I've never made that argument. Free speech on Twitter is fucking irrelevant. This is about his principles.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what Twitter's rules are.
And this is where the conflict of opinion comes in, to the point where it really, I don't think you can say you're objectively right on this, man, because
I can.
Like I said,
and I am.
You can, you can disagree on a principle level, but at the same time, here's my take on what Sargon's saying. Sargon is saying, listen, these are the rules of engagement. They only ever seem to apply to us. We're the only ones ever who seem to get fucking censored for the rules only seem to apply to us. You guys get away with murder, and this is heightened by Anita, because Anita, if
completely got away with it
on that stage, if it was Sargon on that stage, the ideological leanings of the people who put that conference together, those people would have punished Sargon. They did not punish. In fact, Anita for what she did.
This wasn't what happened at VidCon. I've seen that argument.
This is where I agree with you. The problem is Christie doesn't really fit that. She's not flagging people ever. I don't think. I don't think she ever has.
Sargon addresses that in his video, because Noel Plum points out that Christiosity had a tweet where she said, "I've never reported people for this. I've just lived and let live. But now why shouldn't I?" And Sargon's fucking response is, well, come on, she's part of a gang. You know that. She might not have done it, but she's part of a gang. The fuck does that even mean?
That's not fair.
That's not holding her to her standard. So all of this, them follow their rules. That's not the rules she's fucking doing.
And coming from Mr. Anti-Collectivism.
Oh, this one just pisses me off so much, especially because it's the free speech issue, which is very important to me. But this was nothing. Keep going. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Ed, has he gone? He's not. He's never silent for this long. Something's up.
Shit. He better not be fucking gone again.
He's gone.
The fucking. I bet the internet guy has walked in. He went away and he's either walked in and started a fight. It's like, I was listening to the internet just now. Or the guy has come back, gone to the machine, opened up the doors, and just slammed his body into it in a final act against the internet that has caused his life so much, pain. Oh, he's doubled up.
Go. He got back.
He did the thing where he disappears and then there's two of him. That's too many.
Damn it, dude.
Welcome back.
Hi, welcome to your stream. You little fucking asshole.
Whatever. I don't care anymore. Anyway, so what I was saying is there's a way to spin this, but at the same time, if you're holding Sargon to the things that he says, this is hypocrisy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it flat is, and that is my issue, because what he can no longer say he's for free speech, especially because he didn't come out and go, you know what, guys, I got mad, I was wrong, I shouldn't have done that. Instead, what he did is come out and say, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
He can no longer say that he is for free speech. He is for limited speech. Period.
Well, I think he thinks that he is entirely for free speech, but I think he gets really wound up by these people, right? So he's willing to be like, fuck it, I can really inconvenience this motherfucker and get my own back on him just by doing this little petty fucking thing.
Yeah.
But this is what we always say about free speech, though. Free speech doesn't matter until it's something you disagree with, something that pisses you off.
Yeah.
That's where your stance really comes in.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said this before. The whole of those principles are unnatural principles. The principles that we hold, anti-tribalism, you have to work for it. and slipping up on that is not hard to understand. But he's doubling down and it says, this is the position I'm taking. Therefore, I agree with it. At the same time, I don't agree that what you're saying has any bearing on his free speech principles. It's not free speech. It's really his arguments about individualism, collectivism, tribalism, and all of that he's contradicting. Free speech, in my opinion, it still applies here. I don't have a problem with banning people who break rules on a platform. I do have a problem with the uneven distribution of those rules. But the bottom line is when you sign up for a platform and you agree to
a certain set of rules,
a certain set. But of course, I'd always say this. I wouldn't say, it's fucking horrible when they ban people for breaking the rules. I was the one. There was this chick Avalion who was a little Nazi girl. Do you remember her? Little cute little girl who just made videos about how the Jews are terrible and Hitler wasn't kind of a guy.
Oh yeah,
it was fucking hilarious. But she eventually got banned, and everybody was like, "Save Avalion," and I'm like, "Fuck yourself, dude." She not because of what she believes in though. If I had my way, YouTube wouldn't have rules that makes it so people can't do this, but it does. She's knowingly and actively violating these rules. She deserved to get banned. I'm sorry.
Okay, but let me ask you this: do you think Sargon is going to start reporting his friends when they break the rules?
No,
no,
of course not.
No, I agree with you. And exactly. And my stance is I don't believe that these rules should exist. Therefore, I'm not going to be the one using them.
Exactly.
He
says the same thing. He doesn't like the rules. Then why the fuck are you using them to silence people? You supposedly free that motherfucker.
If the same thing happened back to him, like if Chris Yossi sort of reported him and he got his Twitter terminated, do you not think he'd make some sort of free speech argument back?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be the first thing. Oh, they're silencing me.
I think he would.
Yes. So like I'm saying, to me, this is not a violation of his free speech principles. It's a violation more of the us and them distinction that he has been consistently making for years.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I don't know. If I believe that America pretty much has free speech, right?
For the most part.
America has one of the greatest free speeches of anywhere, really.
Yeah.
The free speeches, the best free speeches.
The best free speech.
And I think in the free speech effort, the majority of what we're doing is trying to conserve. We're conservatives in this respect, that we're actually trying to keep in America anyway. We're trying to keep it from going the European way, where you guys have fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Does conservative just mean anything that's not European? Because I think that's kind of backwards. Because didn't we invent everything?
Yeah, but we mastered everything. So
for some reason, I just had put into my mind, and I have to say it out onto the internet, and then I'll be happy. I'm moving to the country, gonna freeze a lot of peaches. Sorry.
Oh god.
I miss the good old innocent days.
That song was fucking awesome, and if anybody disagrees,
I love that band, the whole band.
I don't even know who the band is. I just know the song, and I thought it was pretty cool.
The Presidents of the United States.
It was such a dumb fucking song, but I love it.
Yeah.
And if if I hear that version of it, I'm fucking suing. That's my intellectual property now.
Now, I've expressed a lot of frustration with the free speech crowd. I've expressed a lot of frustration with the red-pilled cunts. I'm not above, like, I don't believe in the us and them. I believe in taking every case as it goes. So I have to side against Sargon. I have to call it hypocrisy. But at the same time, like I said, there are good ways to make this argument, and I don't necessarily like vehemently disagree with everyone who argues against it.
There's ways to make the argument. There's no good ways to make it.
Yeah, well, there's the caveats that
I mean, he's still making an excellent point, as I said earlier, of your tools will be used against you, blah blah blah. But I think it's more the sort of afterwards thing of just going, I'm going to keep doing it, and it's just like, no. You lost your temper. Fucking admit it. Yeah. That's kind of how I stand on it.
Yeah, if he'd come out and said that, I lost my temper, shouldn't have done it, my bad. Can't take it back because it's already been done, but fine. Okay, he admits he's wrong there. He's doubling down on it. He's going to do it in the future. And I don't see how that doesn't violate his supposed support of free speech to say that I will try to censor people.
Well, it does, because he'd make the exact same argument if it happened to him, right? He'd make the free speech argument. And, even if you say it's nothing about free speech and it's just about abuse of, like, the platform's rules or whatever.
Exactly. You have to be consistent on that. You have to be. I would not disagree with him if he just said, listen, these are the rules. I believe that we have to deal with the rules that we have, right? Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's or whatever. We have to deal with the rules we have while we actively try to change them. And all the while this is happening, I'm going to play by those rules. And I want to make sure that those rules are evenly enforced until we get a change of rules. If you were following that narrative all the way up into this point, he could go back and say, look, I said this, this is what I believe. Why are you following me? But
exactly.
He's not, he is contradicting himself. At the same time, him contradicting himself doesn't mean that certain people aren't going to have that mentality anyway and be like, well, yeah, it's fine. And I don't think that's invalid. I think the only thing that is invalid is that if you say that he's not a hypocrite, then you're not looking at him. You're just looking at the argument. He is definitely a hypocrite in this situation. But if you agree with him, but if you find yourself agreeing with him on how to proceed, with this, I think that's valid. This could be valid. It's just he's contradicting himself.
There's not even necessarily I don't even necessarily think him doing it was a bad thing. I just looked at it.
Well, personally, I wouldn't. I don't actually follow that train. But yeah, I mean, as long as he had been consistent on every point.
I almost don't. I also there is an argument to be made that it's just fucking Twitter and it's just a 12-hour ban.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would make that. I've already made that argument though, but that's a slam against Sargon though, because he's treating this the way they're treating it. And that's a bad mentality. He's treating it like you're on the battlefield with gun in hand and you have to pull the trigger when it's opportunistic, to pull the trigger.
Yeah, unless they come round to her house and chop her fucking legs off. It is ultimately not a big fucking deal, but it's still a violation of principle.
And it behooves us not to be the ones treating it like a big fucking deal.
No, yeah.
It behooves us to just stick to our principles and keep doing what we're doing and not
just be Annika Sparian.
Like they are acting.
Just be Annika.
I think that's the problem. That's the problem, though. You're acting like they are acting, and that's never working out good because this is where the principles are. We're on this side.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with Sargon. There's two clear sides to it, right? Whereas other people, it's a bit more black and white, right? I don't give a shit. Sometimes I agree with SJWs, and then I make fun of anti-SJWs. Sargon's not like that as much. He's much more like, well, we've all got to be on the same team here if we want to achieve anything, that type of thing. Which I don't like. That kind of makes me feel a little bit uneasy. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it really does. It does, and like I said, it even ties into what you're doing, though. It turns into this clique. It turns into this group of anti-bully bullies, bullies, and it just goes around in a circle. I think that's the key point to take away. But other than that, like, I don't know, should we really give a shit?
Well, I don't want to feel responsible for like what anyone else does is a thing. Once you're like, yeah, we're all a team, then I have to kind of be responsible for shit that Ed does.
I want to know what the difference.
You guys make terrible decisions. You do awful shit. So I don't want to be responsible for any of the things that you're going around doing.
True.
What is the difference between being in a community or group or whatever and being mates? Like me and Adinbo, like he is by far the person I interact with most sort of viscerally, most directly.
And intimately.
Yeah.
We share fluids.
Yeah, all of it. It's very, very, very taxing. We have to send stuff through the mail, but, you know, eventually he gets jizz in his face and, you know, I get a bag of farts. But, you know, what is the difference between, you know, being friends? And look, I have lots of friends, and I have big fucking arguments with them about how fucking stupid they are for whatever reasons. And
you're bound by ideas. You're bound by ideas. You and I disagree constantly, but when the difference, I guess, between being friends and being a part of this thing is ideology.
Yeah,
that's about it. And I wouldn't want to be a part of something. And this does happen on our side a real lot, where somebody goes off, like Rage After Storm is a good one, right? She went off the beaten path, and what followed wasn't necessarily just disagreement. It was like rage, outrage, anger, all the things that you expect from the people that you criticize for doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Where did that disconnect happen? Like,
I need to be more informed on the whole rage thing, because I'm not. I know that it's
race realism.
Yeah, which is very silly.
she's a bit of a racist.
It's a simple way to put it, I guess. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you can say you're a community, right? Like I never do. I never say we're a community, but there's tons of people that do. And it depends on your own individual sort of outlook on it. Like, because there's tons of people that say, yeah, we're a community, but it doesn't mean we have to get on, doesn't mean we have to, say the same shit. We're not like a team. But then there are people that are like, well, it would be better if we did sort of tend to agree with each other like more, and we all sort of pull in the same direction.
What's funny is that Chrisiosity was the one who made that exact point about their little clique, is that her whole argument, and she said this, I think she said it publicly. I don't know if this was like,
I think she did.
She said, we have to keep our disagreements with each other. We don't agree on everything.
Yeah.
It was a funny argument against echo chambers, which helps us understand that they don't know what we mean when we say echo chambers.
Yeah.
Because they were like, yeah, so we have our disagreements. We're not the same. We're all different and unique, but we got to keep those under wraps so that the general public doesn't see that we disagree for the movement.
That was awful.
If
you're ridiculous.
It is.
Saying to the fucking movement, then you are an echo chamber. That's what we mean. And I don't want to be a quote unquote skeptic for the sake of skeptics or to keep the community solid. The whole point of the arguments that we make, the whole context of the argument is to increase individualism as much as possible. That means it should be a scattered fucking
should be a mess
of disagreements. Yeah, it should be a mess. That's what people are. And the fact that a lot of people are saying, let's bring it together and for the unification of the group, which is something that Sargon actually sort of said in that one video that we talked about months ago.
It's incredible though. How like, because when Steve Shives comes out and says something truly ridiculous, like truly ridiculous.
You mean literally every time he opens his mouth?
Okay, but sometimes he says things a little more ridiculous than others, right? And you sat there being like, wow. Yeah.
I love it when he does that.
And I think they all must be sat there, like Chrisiosity and all these people, like, oh my God, he's just gone and said this, what a dick. But then they're like, okay, let's not say anything, let's not point it out, we'll just pretend it never happened. So where's the point that's going to force us to do that? like
there
when
is
he
a
comes
lot
out.
of them not saying anything about certain stuff. So that must be when they disagree. You must know that they disagree with something when they just don't fucking talk about it.
Yeah. But what's the thing that'll force him to talk about it? What if he comes out tomorrow and he's like, I've been thinking, guys, and I think the best course of action is to choose.
I took the Nazi pin off, and now, you know, Hitler wasn't such a bad guy.
I think what'll cause him to turn is the word red pill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That seems to trigger him real bad.
Excommunicate him.
It triggers me. I'm so fucking sick of it, dude. I mean that was what I did in my Lacey Green thing. I'm like, seriously, you're not red pilled. There's no such thing as a red pill. You guys don't know shit. Shut up. Just shut up. You don't know anything about anything. Okay, it's a clash of ideas.
It sounds like you took a red pill.
Yeah, second, I guess because now it just means whatever. It just means I have an idea that I've committed to. Like I mean, the whole thing is so stupid. It's so fucking clearly designed to make you as bad as your opposition. Is to say I'm woke, you ain't. Like, suck my dick.
Red pill is just woke, isn't it?
No,
it is.
The path to wisdom is to admit that you're a fucking idiot. That's Socrates. Yeah. That's from Socrates. He said that.
He literally said that.
He said, "Listen, niggas, you want to be smart? Don't fucking act like you know everything. You fucking retard."
Socrates was so woke.
Socrates.
Yeah, and if you don't know something, don't pretend that you do. I think was an incredibly poorly way to put part.
I think
just accept. Yeah, you can't figure anything out unless you admit
that's a really clever thing to do. Just come out and say, everybody, I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about. And people are like,
I assume that I
want to
don't
hear
know
this
what
guy
I'm
has to
talking
say.
about.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm fucking stupid. Listen to me.
Well, I mean, I think what I'm getting at is there's no empirical truth here. We're talking about ideas that are completely subjective. You want to put it this way: Marxism is a perfectly valid idea. You know, it's just an idea, and
we are just talking about ways of constructing society to do the most good. Generally, that's what most people are trying to do, I assume.
So you don't know everything. You don't have the best answer. There is no right answer to this question because everything we're doing is counterproductive to who we are. Like, I mean, building societies in the ways and all of the different ways that we want to build societies. There's no perfect way to do it. There's no right way to do it. There's just a better than.
The way society is now couldn't have worked, 20,000 years ago when we had no fucking industry because everybody had to farm or everybody had to fucking hunt and gather. So they literally couldn't. So how you run society all depends on where the fuck you are as a society anyway.
Yeah, but
so we are trying to figure that out as we go, and I don't think it will ever be correct.
With the fundamentalists, I just want to say, you know what? I'm anti-capitalist. I'm anti-socialist. I'm anti-Marxist. I'm anti-communist. I'm anti-everything. I think I'm just anti-person at this point.
Yeah, you're a misanthrope. You're just a walking, talking.
Everything's broken. We're all trying to figure out the same thing.
You're just an reality,
asshole. All those really depressing.
There's a peaceful message at the end of it.
You are all the depressing songs from the 90s congealed into a person.
I get sick of you guys calling me asshole because my end goal here is exactly the key that would if everybody followed it and did what I said, the master of everything, Ed intro. It's the key that could bring people together is that acknowledgement that these are all broken systems and we're all after the same thing. Problem is, I guess we're not all after the same thing. Some people want fame, fortune. Some people want to be right.
Here's where I think you're right. I think even Steve Shives thinks he's doing the right thing.
Of course, he does.
He believes that his way of life would make everything better, and that's fine, and that's important to acknowledge. But it's still okay to call him out for being a fucking idiot because I disagree with him. Especially when he says
it's incredibly important to go, okay, Steve, you pat him on the head, and then you say, right, here's where you're wrong. It's everything. Now I'm going to point out why it's all wrong. Yeah,
let's be fair. He sometimes accidentally stumbles into a truth. Like every now and then, he just accidentally.
Example, I need one.
Exactly. Citation.
I'd have to do
demonstrate
research.
I'm
confident there was like one time where I was like, okay, that's right. I mean, it was derailed, immediately after. But like, yeah, you'll agree with him, and then he'll contradict himself. But
like,
anyway,
he'll make 5 points,
Well,
and
when-
he'll say he's making 5 points, and he does make 5 points. They're all terrible.
yeah,
But
he'll
there
be
were
like,
5
I
of them.
agree that yeah, he'll say something like, I agree that you know, a good way to go about this is to discourse and to actually, you know, see the other side's opinions. But these
Unless
guys are Nazis,
Yeah.
so fuck Nazis.
But you don't see the side of the people that disagree with you. I mean, you can't talk to people who disagree with you. You just have discussions with people who agree with you, and then you come to some sort of truth somehow.
But you know what? I clicked follow on Sargon's Twitter, and now I am blocked by Steve, and that is I would say that's a bad practice, right? Guilt by association. So when Sargon says she's a part of a gang, so we know she's a part of this whole thing. He sounds a little bit like Shives, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, well, people feel it. Like, a lot of people don't know why they don't like this, but they kind of feel that innately. They're like, this seems a bit murky to me, and I don't know why. But there's a lot of reasons. There's a shit ton of reasons. I'm going to go and get another beer, and I'm going to take
Oh, God. He's off on an adventure again.
Sorry, guys.
Fuck's
I
sake.
can't stay put.
You're fine. You do what you want to do.
He did this yesterday.
He went for a piss yesterday, though.
He just streams wherever.
He streams while he's streaming, yeah.
I think we need to buy him like a metal brace that attaches his laptop to him, and then he can just get on with his life and then stream all the time.
It'd be rude. Like, you invite me to your stream, and I just fucking leave.
My microphone kind of grounds me to the stream, but I would be doing exactly what he's doing if I wasn't using this setup. And I have done it before. I popped on Prince to Queen's stream on my phone a few times and just walked around, took him outside. Everywhere.
Had a smoke. Shit.
Give me mobility. I'm going to use it.
Held abuse at that guy who was fucking around with the internet thing. I don't know why my internet went down today. Hey, you, fuck you. Ah.
That made me so angry. Yeah.
I love it when you're angry. It's hilarious. I like to watch Schadenfreude. Is that Schadenfreude? Just watching.
Yeah, watching people suffer.
And enjoying it. It's funny that the Germans would come up with a word for that, you know. It doesn't say anything about them as a people.
That was me with like the Rage After Storm thing. I very loosely followed it, but then when I went to watch the original video, she said she was talking in German, and I was like, "Oh, that fixes it. That solves it. I don't have to watch this anymore."
But it was in German.
She
What have the
speaks German.
Germans ever done?
All Germans are terrible. I just turned my computer off.
They don't seem to ever get it right. I think they overcorrect. I think they're overcorrecting now. Is the problem with the Germans right now?
We talked about this so much.
We're not Nazis.
We spent so much time on Sargon's hypocrisy or whatever, and I'm like sitting here with Monkey, I'm sitting here with Roy, and I just want to talk about Spider-Man.
The
new film.
Fucking movie.
I didn't like Spider-Man.
And I know Sir Sick didn't
Thank
see
you,
it.
Roy.
He's got-
I haven't seen it. I imagine that Spider-Man has a problem that has something to do with having great power and great responsibilities. Is that
Not
where
really.
it sort of goes?
Not really this time.
Oh, really?
This time, no.
That one kind of got thrown
Worst
out.
Spider-Man film ever.
That's his whole motivation. And you
Yeah,
never
that's the
see-
whole point.
Yeah, not in this one. Fuck it.
I find
He wants to, like,
just from the
himself.
advertisements alone, it really does look like sort of a. Okay, this is a Spider-Man film, but go watch the Avengers.
But yeah.
Please go watch the Avengers. Go watch it
That's
again.
accurate. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I think it looks like a lot of fun.
But you're an asshole.
Wow. Okay. There's no. The thing about this one is, so I don't want to give any spoilers out.
No, give spoilers. It's
just in
fuck
case.
Sir Sick.
Okay.
I'll live.
He's too late. He's too late.
Like, the thing is, there's no stakes in this film, and I know people get sick of the whole end of the world type fucking scenario where it's like there's blue lasers everywhere and the planet's going to blow up, right? But like this film is just like, what? I don't know why he's doing anything. It's like vaguely, I guess, to live up to Tony Stark and want to be an Avenger. And you've got that really fucking cheesy, obvious bit. Like, the whole thing is like, I'm nothing without my suit. But he's looking in the water, and then when he's not got the suit and he's all fucked up, and it, like, you hear his voice play over, like, I'm nothing without the suit, and it's like
everything the light touches.
Yeah,
The worst part
It was
about
so
that line is that at that point, the suit hadn't helped him at all.
Yeah,
It's been useless. He doesn't know how to use it.
And you see the big fucking
Does
Audi.
is this a Spider-Man with web shooting from his body, or does he have canisters?
No,
He has cartridges. Yeah.
Cartridges, right? So it's like the anime, the cartoon.
I don't know if they're cartridges, but it's in the suit.
Yeah, it's not. He can't do it naturally,
I like
as it
that.
a la
Then
Tony
it's
Maguire
not
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, then is it?
Well, no, I mean,
no. That's how he used. That's the original Spider-Man. You know what? Get the girl off the fucking stream.
I know she doesn't know anything about cartoons. So.
Go home, gamer girl.
Go home.
She's a grill, just sitting there.
I like the guy
I'd
that
love a
plays him.
burger.
You want me to get barbecue out?
Yeah, man.
All right,
We don't
all
even
right,
have a
here's my-
barbecue. We need one.
Stop! No, domestic bickering. Come on, we've got enough fucking random shit on our stream. We don't need domestics.
Why did you
Okay,
like
Spider-Man.
it? Yeah, why did you
Because
like
because it was what a superhero movie is fucking supposed to be. It was fun. It was fucking funny because it was Spider-Man, and it was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable movie. Here's the thing. I do have problems with it, and I did complain about it. I don't think it's great. I think it's middle of the road Marvel film.
Is it like how Spider-Man's supposed to be? He's supposed to be a sarcastic twat.
No.
Yes, he was perfect. Yes, he was.
No, he's not.
He was perfect.
No, he wasn't. He was perfect in Civil War. And they took the Spider-Man from Civil War who shows up and is a sarcastic ass having fun the whole time
Okay.
and made him boring as fuck during fights.
Yeah, that's
Here's
kind
the
of true.
problem. Here's the
That is
problem.
true.
Let me complain about it. Let me make my complaints about it. And then you guys can you can tear it apart or whatever. My complaints about the Spider-Man. First of all, I don't like the way they used the suit. They made him rely on the suit so much. And the suit didn't work for him, like Monkey said. I completely agree. And the biggest problem I have with that whole thing is that he never really becomes Spider-Man. It's an origin story that tries not to be an origin story because it tries to avoid the trope, it tries to avoid the Uncle Ben thing and all of that. But the bottom line is, Spider-Man never becomes competent. And it makes the whole ending stupid. And spoiler, in the ending, Tony Stark is basically, we're going to lose people because we're spoiling it, but I don't care. At the end of it, Tony Stark is like, I'm going to help you join the Avengers, blah, blah, blah. You're going to be a part of the Avengers.
Well, that's obvious from the fucking trailers.
Your new suit. And there's a big Iron Man, Spider-Man suit in there. And he's like, no, thanks, Tony. I'm going to go off and be a street hero for a while. And then blah, blah, blah. And he goes off and he doesn't take the suit. And he's like, that was a test, wasn't it? And he's like, yeah, that was a test. And it turns out it wasn't a test. And he really was going to invite him into the whole crew. Why? Spider-Man does nothing to deserve being invited into the Avengers in this movie.
Weird.
I'm still gonna watch it. I could have guessed. Yeah. I saw that.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. I think if you're not a fanboy, if you're not a Spider-Man fanboy, you're gonna like it.
I'm a fanboy and I don't care if you judge me for that. Fuck you.
Yeah,
I don't judge you.
There are
I'm just
many
saying.
things that I judge you for, Monkey, and that's one of them. I mean, just
Yeah,
add it to the list. Add it to
Fair
the
enough. Fair enough.
list.
The other problem is Mary Jane.
Oh, don't.
Oh,
get me fucking started.
she's black.
Fuck you.
She's black, everybody.
I don't care. I don't
Her name
care.
is
if she's
Michelle.
black.
Is that? Are you taking the piss?
No, she's black. Well, she's
No.
like mixed race.
Okay, here's the thing about Mary Jane.
Like,
You've seen
I
it in
don't
the
care,
trailers.
but
So shut up for a sec. You've seen it in the trailers, right? Where she's like, "Are you hiding something, Peter?" That is this movie's version of Mary Jane. She's black, and if you have a problem with that, we'll talk about how racist you are later. But the problem is that she is a useless character. Useless, completely useless. She does nothing throughout the movie. She isn't likable. She's just a bitch. Like she's literally an SJW.
Yeah, she's snarky idiot.
The only real SJW bits that come from her, which is they're staring at the Washington Monument on a field trip or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, I don't really want to go visit a monument that was built by slaves," right?
Oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's the kind of person you are. And even before they go on the trip, she's like, I just want to go for a little bit of light protesting. You know, this is the kind of person I am. The problem is that you could have
at
made
some
a
point you
character.
go, "Did you notice that I'm black?"
Yeah, she does. She goes, I'm black. And basically, I would have probably been all right with that if she had a character, you know? Like, I let a lot of things go in these things, but she just doesn't. And at the very end of the movie, she exposes that they call me MJ.
Oh yeah,
Name's
yeah.
like
That's what I was
Michelle.
getting to. That is the part where they're basically saying, "Hey, everybody, MJ's black now."
MJ's a blacktivist now.
At that moment, I turned to my wife and went, "Oh, fuck this movie."
Yeah,
I didn't say fuck this movie, but I said fuck you movie. I was really angry.
I didn't like his comedy sort of sidekick fat friend. He annoyed me throughout the movie.
I kind of liked him, though. I know you guys hated him.
I didn't like him.
You are him.
He was pointless.
I thought it was, no, he wasn't. He wasn't pointless. He wasn't pointless.
He was literally there to explain the plot to everybody. The first half of the movie, that's all he does, is explain the narrative.
Yeah, exposition, man.
Like, someone said in the movie she isn't even Mary Jane. She just shares the nickname.
Well, then she's Michelle Jones. She's Michelle Jones, which is... You got to be Jones or Johnson if you're going to be a black character.
That's so racist, really.
No, but yeah, I don't know. Like I forgive movies like this a lot because I just want to have fun at a movie, and I thought it was very funny, and I think that helps.
I think the Captain America bits on the TV were the funniest parts.
Those were great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain America being the classic Captain America. Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, when it's like they're in detention and he's on the TV screen, he's like, "You're done screwed up, kid."
And he would. I love that because he would make those sorts of things because he's that 1950s.
And I love the part where it's like he's basically like, I don't know, they still make me show this, but apparently he's a war criminal now from Civil War.
Yes. Yeah, that was good. But like, you can tell there's like Sony in there. Like, it wasn't like a pure Marvel movie. You see there's like a 5-minute Audi commercial where he's just driving the car.
Yeah. But I mean, the diversity didn't feel as forced as I thought it would when I went in, except for the Mary Jane thing, and that's not really diversity. That's just, I don't know what that is. I don't know why they thought that she would be a good character that people would engage with. Like, even if you're an SJW, like.
I have a problem.
I would always find that annoying.
Oh, I was about to say, I've actually got Flash. Go on.
Yeah, Flash is now an Indian nerd who.
Yeah.
Everybody's a nerd.
Everybody in the movie is a fucking nerd.
Like, yeah.
Even the sarcastic girl.
I mean, the Flash is a scientist.
No, he's not.
No, Flash Gordon, the bully.
No, Flash Thompson.
Thompson. Sorry, Flash Gordon. Flash Thompson is the bully who picked on him.
I did not know enough.
Usually,
I thought you were just randomly talking about the Flash. I was like, he is a scientist, isn't he?
You know, the thing is, though, is that they were always like, because the 60s connotation, Flash wasn't exactly a failing student or anything. He was like a leather jacket wearing athlete dude, but went to school and did the right thing and all that, right? Like, he wasn't.
But if this Flash Thompson gave me any guff, I'd just punch him in the face and he'd go crying.
Yeah.
There's no way this guy's a bully.
Which is essentially what he did when he got his cars when that happened.
Yeah. He is like the least intimidating person in the entire film. Like, he's sort of a out of shape Indian guy, and then you see fucking Peter Parker, and he's just a ripped guy, and I'm like,
I know. I didn't have. That's always been a problem with Spider-Man in the early years, though, is that he does sort of become this like super ripped dude and still tries to play the nerd part, and it's a little weird. But I think I didn't have too big of a problem with Flash Thompson because, one, I don't care about Flash Thompson. I don't care about that character.
Apparently, I know so little about Spider-Man, I don't even know who this is.
He disappears eventually. He disappears. I don't care about the character, and also to me, it kind of makes sense in the modern day that the bully is going to be the rich kid whose daddy gives him everything, as opposed to, I'm an athlete, you're a nerd. I mean, to me, that dynamic doesn't fly as well these days.
Right,
so I kind of understand the change. And I just don't care. I mean, and he was minimalistic in this film, which is good because I don't care and I don't want to see Flash in any iteration for a long
period. I really don't want to see
They
anything to do with school kids in general because they just piss me off.
Oh, that's the other
thing. They do
thing.
things I don't understand anymore because I'm getting old.
And in films, they always look like the 20.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's fucking 15 in this iteration. That's they made him a baby.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be like a college student.
No,
when
dude,
he starts out,
didn't
he's
he
in
start
his
out?
junior year of high school in the original telling.
Okay.
How old is that? How old
16,
is that, roughly? Like 17? Okay, so
because even in the cartoon, he looked like a 25-year-old.
I thought it was supposed to be about 17, 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah, but like, so what? You nitpick the smallest things. That's where you and me have.
I mean, this is why. In the Marvel universe, if you're a nerd like me, you know that Peter is not just a fucking barely out of junior high school mathlete nerd. He's actually a really smart scientist, and he's a little bit older. And there is a distinction between somebody who's 15 and somebody who's 17. There's growth there for most of us. Not Ed, but for most of us.
All right, but I mean, the point is that I think here's my problem with all of the hyper criticism is that to me this is the closest they've actually gotten to the mark. They're not there because they're trying to tie it so desperately into the existing universe.
Yeah.
But this is the closest to a real Spider-Man I think we've actually gotten. So for you to hate it this much is kind of sad.
I liked the Tobey Maguire one, but he never felt like the Spider-Man I knew.
Spider-Man 2 is probably the best Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, that's a great film, Spider-Man 2.
The game is fucking phenomenal. Let's talk about games.
Yeah, the game was great.
We've already lost 15 followers.
If they had made Spider-Man the sarcastic ass he was in Civil War, I probably would have loved this movie. But when he's Spider-Man, he's just not. He's more insecure in his spider suit than he is as Peter, for fuck's sake.
I think you're right. There is a consistency problem I have that this is supposed to have happened after Civil War, and he seems to have lost a lot from it.
You think you'd have gained some pretty big cojones after being in a big fucking fight with a bunch of superheroes?
Well, he did gain a little bit of arrogance. He did gain a little bit of arrogance.
So Sony are the worst at making films now. Like, they're just the worst. Everything they make is fucking awful dog shit nonsense, right? And it's like, this one was kind of okay because it was a joint thing between Marvel Studios and them. But like in Civil War, it's just fully Marvel, right? And they just did whatever the fuck they wanted with the character. And then he goes over to this film, and now they've got to work together and get their own shit in.
So you're attributing it mostly to the Sony influence?
I think
is this because you hate the Japanese guys?
Listen, my hatred of the Japanese people has nothing to do with this. I think, I don't know. I just think there was like, you could tell it was a little, like usually the Marvel stuff is a bit more lofty. Like they'll have like
Was it quite pedestrian?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it was sort of a little bit by the numbers to some extent.
Sort of. I mean, Marvel films are sometimes, but
there's a formula. There's a consistent formula, and this fits right into it.
Yeah, there's usually a bit more like they've got like this incredible sort of emotional motivation for the most part, where you like really tug at your fucking heartstrings and shit like that. And like with this, there was not much of that, which I noticed. Like, it was just kind of like.
I totally understand why they didn't do the actual origin story, but it seems to me that a better movie would have actually done it. Because this Peter feels really disconnected from what makes Spider-Man motivated.
Yeah,
like really exactly. Truly motivated. And the relatability falls a little bit off the radar because of that. So it's kind of funny because it's like they did the only thing that they could do, which is to say, here's a Spider-Man, but you've already seen all of these movies do the same thing over and over again. We're just going to pick it up. And but the problem is it's a new Spider-Man. So and the problem is they didn't even make an effort. No flashbacks, no real dialogue about like the death of his parents or the death of Uncle Ben. Nothing really happened there. So we don't really know who he is.
Yeah, it's really why.
So what I was saying, Monkey, is that I think it actually could have benefited from playing up the origin a little better, whereas they were completely trying to avoid Uncle Ben and all that stuff. But as it stands, we see a Peter Parker who's just sort of fumbling around with his powers and not really. We're not really invested in him the way we were. Maybe to Tobey Maguire. I think we were more invested in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Totally, they dragged that shit on for so long. But there was go on, sorry.
It would have helped if we haven't seen a Spider-Man origin every fucking 5 years for the past however long.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a necessary decision.
It seems like they were trying to avoid that, which I definitely understand. But you don't have to go through the whole motions of it. without, and not just like you said, just sort of allude to it.
Allude to it a little more.
Well,
Something.
There's a middle ground.
That's
Don't
one of my
forget that
problems.
it's there because the Uncle Ben thing is what Spider-Man is about.
That's one of my problems with this film. I don't have a problem with them not showing Uncle Ben, but this is still a origin story of sorts, and they make Peter have these daddy issues that he pushes off onto Tony, which makes no fucking sense at all.
But you could make it make sense in context of losing his parents, losing his uncle. You could make that make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
So
with you
why
there,
not?
The way
It just fucked it up.
Fucked up. Yeah. I will say I loved,
but at the same time, like I forgive it. Oh yeah, let's talk about the Vulture. How do you make the Vulture? How do you make the Vulture awesome? And this movie gives you that. Gives you the answer to that.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's great in everything he does. Lately, I think he's becoming my biggest favorite comeback story.
Did you see Birdman?
He was Birdman, but one of my favorite movies he did recently was The Founder.
Oh, that was excellent. Such a
it's about the guy who founded McDonald's or stole McDonald's, however you want to see it. Yeah, Ray Kroc. Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. It's a great movie.
You mentioned Birdman. That's a film I've been meaning to watch for a while. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's a very filmy film. Like,
Is that related to Birdman of Birdman fame?
Sort of, but not really.
A la Harvey Birdman, which is literally one of the best shows ever created.
It's supposed to be the production, a guy who played Birdman in the past in Birdman movies.
That's what I'm aware of. But is it supposed to be that Birdman?
The Birdman is. I think so. They don't really hype it up, but I think it's supposed to be that.
I
Birdman,
know that the design, at least what I saw, looks the same essentially. At least just real.
Now I can't remember what the actual Birdman character looks like because it's not about Birdman. Obviously, it's about the actor who formerly known as Birdman. So basically, it's Michael Keaton playing Michael Keaton. It reflects his
Batman
problems with being Batman.
Yeah. That was a great film. Edward Norton's great in that film as well.
And the guy basically starts a theater production, and there's a whole.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
I don't know how to explain it.
I'm looking at the picture of it now, and it does look like Batman. It looks like Harvey Birdman through the lens of Batman Begins as the design.
Yeah, basically like Harvey Birdman reimagined for film,
modern
right?
and for film. Yeah,
there's like 3 movies out.
That looks really cool. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that eventually. It's one of those ones that I've been wanting to watch for fucking ages.
Would you call it a drama?
I've not seen this film.
Is it dark comedy or I don't know because it feels more like a drama, but it's just
it must have. You can't have a fucking premise like that and not have some levity.
It's got a sharp wit to it.
Yeah. Has anyone seen Super?
Yeah, that's a great film.
That is a fucking unbelievably good film. I've only watched it once, but oh my god, that film has stuck with me.
We didn't expect what it would be. Yeah.
Shut up, crime.
Shut up, crime. Don't touch children. Don't.
It's like the adult version of Kick-Ass, right?
Actually, it is. Yeah,
it is what Kick-Ass should have been. I know that. I think that's what Kick-Ass was trying to sort of go for, but they wanted to make a film that was more appealing.
Kick-Ass sort of is creating a real like superhero world, whereas this is just a guy going around smashing people with wrenches and breaking.
I love that. That was how I explained the film. Well, it's about a guy, like a real superhero. Yeah. So basically, the guy's only superpower is he has a wrench.
Isn't fucking Kevin Bacon in it?
Kevin Bacon's in it. Yeah.
I can't believe that there's essentially a rape scene in that film as well, and it's not anything like. Yeah, exactly. It's not what you'd expect.
Finally,
this, and then I hope no one's like even thought of watching this film because go watch this film, and I'm going to spoil it now. But she fucking dies, and it's like,
yeah. They kill people you wouldn't think they would.
Yeah, and it's grim and it's fucked up.
I've not seen it.
It's really good, and I need to rewatch it.
Have any of you guys gone and seen Feminism, the movie, the new Wonder Woman thing? I've not seen it.
I've not seen it.
No, but I want to, actually. I heard it was really good.
I've heard it's really good.
Yeah. I like superhero stuff, and I like spin-off superhero stuff. I just can't watch stuff in the cinema, and then I forget.
Well, everyone loves this superhero shit at the moment. They're the only movies making money at the moment are like superhero films. So the only things doing well in Hollywood.
I wonder what that says about us as a society.
It goes through phases. It's usually zombies, vampires, superheroes.
Well, what the fuck? This superhero shit's been going on for like 10 years now.
It's one of the longest trends that hasn't sort of petered out as much.
Yeah,
well, everyone's trying to copy
why it hasn't. It's like the perfect movie setting.
Well, the fucking Marvel did the fucking... It's because they did the universe thing, right? Let's give it longevity. It's like, oh, we're going to set everything in the same universe and you're going to have all these crazy crossovers.
I suppose maybe that does invest people in it more than they would be of just one superhero and there's like 3 films and, we've got this other superhero. It's nothing to do with it. It's like, I'm not sure I care that much. Oh, but it's in the same universe. Oh, well, I could watch that.
Like, for an example, Ant-Man was a success. Who the fuck was ever going to go and watch Ant-Man? Like, but
I've been meaning to watch. Apparently, it's quite good. I don't know. Have you seen it?
It's not a bad movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good film. And
like, no one knows who the fuck Ant-Man is. Yeah, and what's his power? I can be really small. I can be really small. It's called cold.
Yeah, guys. I've been sitting here watching Monkey like try to talk.
Oh shit!
No, I have nothing to.
He has nothing to add.
I'm not afraid of butting in there.
Yeah.
All right. This making sure. I know this. We lack the structure of your stream. It's all sort of.
Ed likes to come in and fuck up your stream. I've heard.
It sounds like you're mouth.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about how I've on a couple occasions gone into Monkey's well-structured formula-driven stream and just fucked it.
It's not that you've come in and messed up the. You have a very brash personality. You are not a quiet person. When you have something to say, you fucking say it. And Scribe and SDA are just not that way, and they don't deal well with it because they won't just cut you off and go, "Hey, shut up! It's my turn to talk."
So you just keep talking and talking and talking.
Yeah,
it's not something I've ever noticed.
There was a great one when Bearing and Ed both came on at the same time. It was funny as fuck because Scribe and SDA didn't say anything like the whole rest of the stream.
Oh God,
you ruined it. You inconsiderate bastard.
I find that whenever I'm on stream with Bearing, it kind of gets amplified because Bearing and I.
You're trying to get. Oh, there is an element of trying to compete with people because when you think of something funny, you're like, I need to get that out. I get that out. Get that out. And there's the gap.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're known for, though. We're known for talking over each other like a bunch of. There's a like. You guys have like strict limitations for how many people that you have on your stream because you've got because of this problem that you have people have like 8 people on their streams will talk over each other and it just turns into this big clusterfuck. Yes. We have a 4 people minimum
soft sort of 4, 5 max,
but we do it anyway.
Yeah.
We ramble over each other anyway.
I've started trying to do that on the main channel. I'm like, right, we'll limit it to about 5 people from now on. Mm-hmm. But on the side channel, I don't give a shit. We'll just invite any old motherfucker on, which is why you guys get invited so often.
There is a lot of, on those ones though. There are usually a few people in there who are just there to be there live and listen. I think just to listen live and then occasionally just pipe up and then carry on doing whatever it is they're doing, essentially listening to a live stream.
I pointed this. My wife had never seen those kind of streams before, and she's like, "So why not the 9 people?" And I can't remember who I tuned into, but there was somebody having a stream like that, and 2 people talked, 2 people tried to talk, and 5 people sat there quiet for like an hour. Like, why the fuck are you guys even here?
Yeah, I will leave.
And then we see that's even a better scenario though, because you'll get scenarios where it's just. All are the kind of who all are like me and they just want to dominate they just want to talk and ramble.
Yeah.
And they'll just clash in ways that I mean you guys think we're bad, go to some of these streams and watch them. Some even Failure Accomplished, he was in the chat earlier, so some of his streams get a little fucking crazy because he just sort of randomly just invites everybody in and it's just you get those boisterous people and they just talk over each other.
It's one of the first things I like put as a sort of a caveat of us starting a stream is like we have to have a limit because I'd only been on like 1 or 2 streams at that point, and one of them was just a few people, and then the second one was like 8 people, and I'm like, this is the worst thing I've done in my life. I wish I was dead. I literally want to end my life because I can't leave because then I'll just be rude.
Why the fuck do you bother coming on the 2 Beers In streams then? Because they're a mess.
Because I dominate in those.
Do you? Okay.
I do though, don't I? I'm very talky in those because usually I'm pissed and you and I can have a chat. Or...
Well, I usually get people in like I kind of like that I know aren't like insane, but there's usually quite a lot. But I got Coppercap on the stream, right? And he kind of
turned out that other time, and it's like he had the picture of the black man.
Yeah, the black guy.
And
he was like, dude,
who is this? And like we couldn't figure out that it was him. Until we figured out that it really was him, and like, wait, what?
A black guy? You mean his new profile picture?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it was
really confusing.
He was trolling. Like I sent him the link, and he just popped up as some random dude called Curtis or some shit like that, and I was like, who the fuck is Curtis?
After that, I am absolutely 100% convinced of his troll nature. Like I was like trying to fit. Like, could someone be this mental? And it's just like, no, he's not. He's definitely a troll. He is definitely 100%. He
didn't win you over with the fake heart attack.
Yeah, like
that was awesome.
Like, no, but you can do the fake heart attack and be an attention seeker, but you still believe everything you say.
That was the joke. I mean, it's pretty obvious. He hits all the satirical beats so perfectly. I don't know why anybody hasn't figured.
Because I'd never seen him out of that character. I'd never ever seen him out of that character.
He doesn't step out. He does.
But he does. He did in that stream, and I was like,
okay,
right, okay, it is. Thank God.
Like he gets to a point sometimes, right, where he'll just start screaming, and you can't speak. Like no matter who you are, he'll just start shouting and just doing crazy shit, right? And he did that for like 10-20 minutes on my stream at one point, right? So I'm like, okay, this guy's like he's a weird little weapon. Like you can use him to destroy other people's streams. So like I was like, I went on Miss Misa's celebration stream. No. She was like celebrating 8K subscribers.
This is what she was having a go at you for, wasn't it?
Yeah. I popped on. I'm like, oh guys, I'm going to invite Coppercap. And then she's like, okay. And I'm like, but I'm going to leave as soon as he gets here. And they're like, no, don't do that. I was like, oh, Joe.
That's funny.
I wouldn't do that. And then he came on. And I wasn't going to leave, but then something happened, and I did really just have to leave. I was like, oh, shit, sorry, guys. I just left him with Coppercap.
Yeah, big quotes there. Sorry, guys. Oh, I have to leave. You're a piece of shit there, Roy. You bastard. That's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. I don't even know why he joins. I don't even think he likes me that much.
I think he just gets entertainment out of it.
Yeah. Should I send him the link, guys?
Please don't.
No, I won't.
Unless he's in a cool mood, because sometimes, like in that one, he was just cool for like most of it.
Yeah, it depends. He's weird.
Yeah, like, please don't send this massive YouTuber to my channel. Fuck.
It's probably
I would be really upset. I would be really upset if Coppercap showed up.
It sounds like subliminal.
Though, because I'm not keeping up with it. I don't know what's going on.
I don't think you have to with Coppercat, because you can just piss him off for saying. Well, you can quote unquote piss him off for saying just. What's the main one? Like, you're raping me with your thoughts. And that, he might be my new favorite comedian after that thing, because then I was worried that he was real, and you know there could be someone that crazy.
True,
they can exist. There is no reason.
Yeah, it's not at this point. Yeah, the Poe. It's a great time to be a Poe.
It's perfect. It's the best time to be a Poe. I mean, that's what you do in people's comment sections.
Do you guys think his outrage is ever real, though?
Maybe. I honestly, like, when you blur the lines so much, it's kind of like you create a license for you to get away with stuff.
I'm a bit annoyed at this. Let's escalate it as much as I can.
I mean, there's his original thing was the Gingers having souls thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that was real.
I imagine that he's heard it a fucking lot, And he was like, right, I'm going to fucking make a video on this. I'm just going to fucking lose my mind. There's oh God, what is it? Something he turned up on a stream or something. So I didn't even have time to put a shirt on. That's so fucking funny. Oh,
I like his rap videos. That's my favorite part of Coppercat.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Like,
They're
even
awesome.
if that's a joke, that is so fucking cringe. I can't even watch.
I've never seen one.
BRB.
He's actually not that bad.
You've never seen, you got to
Yes,
check
he
out
is,
his
yeah.
rap videos. They're great.
What the fuck's all this shit going on with that Paul Logan guy? Who the fuck is this dude?
You
Disney
mean,
Channel star?
I don't know. He's
Logan Paul.
yeah, some blonde guy on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's
Speaking of
going on
which,
because I've actually
Don't
been
mention
paying
him to
attention.
Copper Cab.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Copper Cab likes him, pisses him off.
Oh yeah, I bet he likes him. Anyway, this guy is it Jake Paul though? Is it Logan Paul? There's like two of them.
It's Jake.
He's got a
Paul,
profile, right?
Jake Paul is the guy who's.
Logan. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's Jake Paul is the one. The Jake Paulers. That's our. Okay, so he's got this house. I guess he straight up like unlike other people who reached stardom, he didn't try to keep his location like private. He basically said, "This is our headquarters," you know, and he films from the location. And the neighbors hate him because he's doing like crazy shit. Like, what did he do? He set fire to the swimming pool. He burned something in the swimming pool. And like flames are flying up, you know, and everything. And the neighbors are just like, there's noise every day. They're running around. They're vlogging. They're making loud fucking noises in every way you can imagine, you know, driving up and down the street, screaming and all of that. And the neighbors filed a complaint, and a news reporter came and reported on it. And they're basically just the most intolerable rich kids you've ever seen, who have caught a little bit of celebrity, and now they feel like very entitled, and they're probably the dumbest people I think I've ever seen on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
And and there's a whole drama. But basically, if you want to like learn about him, watch H3H3's videos. They've sort of been like reporting on it, you know, but it is kind of fucking hilarious. And but the last one is that I don't know who the guy is, but it's some musician that Kristen likes, and I think he's garbage, but he seems like a really nice guy, and I guess he bought some of Jake Paul's merchandise, and Jake Paul likes him, so he bought his merchandise as a way to like do a joke with Ethan from H3H3 and like do a fucking video making fun of the Jake Paulers and all that. And so what Jake Paul did was he took the information from the purchase and then went to the guy's house to deliver it. And in his mind, I guess he thought that he was just, you know, showing up at the house, and he bought into the fact, oh, he bought my merchandise. He was talking shit, but he bought my merchandise, so he must be a fan. I'm going to go deliver this to him personally. Problem is, he put up a video that literally doxed the guy. They didn't blur out any of the license plates. They didn't blur out the addresses or anything. So he made a video of him doing this. I think it's probably illegal to do this to begin with. Recorded him at first without his permission. I know they had this secret guy with a camera in the car recording literally all the neighbors' information, like basically like, because, you know, the camera pans around to cars and other houses and all that. So all the license plate details are there. Nothing blurred out. And Ethan did a video about how fucking crazy these people, how fucking stupid these people are for literally doxing this huge internet star, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I say how great I think it is that you don't know shit about any of the other topics we've talked about? You've said I haven't been keeping up on that, but on this story, you're like right on top of that shit.
It has random interests. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
You know, I know as much as like the one video I watched gives out, and this one video gave out a whole lot of information. I know a little bit about all of it. But
I need YouTube videos that give me all the information that I need to form an opinion.
I'm saying, like,
so I don't have to watch multiple sources and actually come up with a nuanced opinion. I need someone to tell me what my opinion is, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, tell me what to feel.
Yeah.
No, I mean it ties in. It's just these stupid little kids who got really famous on Vine, who are now like some of the biggest YouTubers. I don't know. The society's crumbling, and
there is a big part of me that hates that so much.
How famous on fucking Vine.
The thing is like his fans are all teenage girls too. like teenagers, and they're all showing up, and some of them with their parents, which is bizarre.
Yeah,
like
why
beyond
would
words.
you do that as a parent? I'm not letting my kids go anywhere they want to.
I think the reason this because if this happened on my street, I would fucking commit acts of violence. Like, I don't know how nobody's hit this guy.
Oh, there was a Logan thing where he was trying to get into VidCon, right? I don't know which one this was, but like he tried to get in because he was whoever he is, and they wouldn't let him in. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a.
So that guy decided to run through a crowd of people.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he said he hid money. Oh no, there was the Instagram guy who was making fun of the guard.
Yes.
Logan, what's his name? I think was the guy who decided to tell all of his teenage girl fans that he's hid money somewhere at VidCon, and started a mob, and then ran through it. Yeah, there's a lot of these weird semi-famous people who are rich and spoiled and feel entitled to everything.
Are these like the guys who made that
be one of
fucking
them.
music video about how well they're doing for no reason?
Yeah, well, Jake Paul's the one who did like the music video that was like dab on the haters.
Like, as an old man, I hate these people so much.
Yeah.
No, hang on. I'm sure I watched a video where it wasn't Jake, it was the other one.
Yeah.
Like the guy with long blonde hair, and it was like a rap sort of video.
Yeah.
And he had like his brother's girlfriend in it, and he like goes to kiss her or some shit. Like, they're having like some sort of beef now.
I'm pretty sure that the beef is like manufactured,
staged, yeah.
in order to, because it brings. I watched a thing about them. I try my best not to interact with them in any way, shape, or form, because I'm pretty sure it would give me Vine cancer. But yeah, like they manufacture controversy with each other. Like they're literally directly linked, but they have slightly disparate fan bases. So it's enough that it's worth getting people to come back and forth and beefing, and it just makes them shitloads of money.
Well, I mean, it's
what Ed Indro tries to do with everyone.
Well, Jake Paul had a Disney Channel gig, right? And Disney has dropped him, obviously, for all this. And Logan Paul is his brother. So those, I don't know how. I don't really care. All I know is that the one thing that's real is that he's fucking pissing off the neighbors and not taking it seriously. And then he did this other thing where he was like, "Oh, the neighbors are giving me beef and all that shit, so I'm going to confront them." And then records the fucking audio from the neighbors without their consent. In California, that's fucking illegal. We've already been through that with VidCon. So he's just breaking the law at this point. And it's like, put this fucking shit in jail and put him in the fucking general popation. Let him
put him in jail with all the big guys who like to fuck people.
Let him understand that there's a bigger world out there, and it's not nice.
At that point, someone needs to learn a bit of consequences. Like, can you imagine like you said, being the neighbors, and like I think I know what you're talking about now. And yeah, like you're just fucking people want to. Is in the suburbs, you know. People have spent good portion of their lives.
That's the part of the story I don't understand. The part of the story I don't understand is where the fuck are the police? Like these are legitimate noise complaints. These are legitimate
noise complaints in a reasonably wealthy neighborhood. The police should be all over that shit. Fucking.
And now he's just breaking the law and uploading him breaking the law. So it's like, I mean, come on.
I mean, maybe he's figured out that police don't come to wealthy neighborhoods because usually wealthy neighborhoods don't have cunts in them. Or at least, not this badly
I can feel like the social justice. I can feel the social justice senses tingling. Where they're like, rich white male.
He's probably cis too.
Yeah. At this point, you know, that's the argument I make.
There are rich white males living around him who are having him there, and he is a big fucking detriment to their lives. So it's just police being incompetent. Sort of at that point.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I'd be so fucking angry. Like,
it's a fucking funny.
We have a delightful neighbor who plays music so loud that you can hear it clearly for about an hour every Saturday.
Yeah.
And for some reason, our local council decided to move the powers of the police to a unit, to a council unit, who are literally the most worthless fucking human beings alive.
Noise pollution.
Noise pollution department. Instead of it being police who can turn up and go, "Hi, we're the police. Shut the fuck up." It's just some cunt with a clipboard who turns up and go, "Would you mind turning it down?" And they go, "Oh yeah, of course we're going to turn it down, mate." He leaves, and then they turn the music back up. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Sounds like England. Sounds like my perception of England.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
I think that's how you run your whole government, with your pussy police who don't have guns.
No, we have proper police. They just don't fucking deploy them for anything.
They have guns.
They have guns. They have everything.
Some of them do.
They have
okay.
Rams. We have
been a ton around Manchester.
I thought they just walked around in those little.
No, you're thinking about community support officers who aren't police.
Yeah. Like civilian
And
police.
if you're a community support officer, get a real job.
I've been like really nervous. I was really nervous because after the fucking bomb in Manchester, there's like
They all turned up with guns, didn't they?
Yeah, they're all around here now with guns, right? Even fucking SMGs and
that
shit
would
like
freak me
that.
out a bit.
And I'm going into town, doing some shopping or whatever, and like I usually walk pretty quickly or I jog sometimes, right? Because I'm a healthy
You walk
guy.
really slowly so you don't look suspicious.
Well, I'm like, look at them, like, well, I've got a big beard. I'm like, I'm not fucking running. Like, they're
And
just
there's
going to
that
gun me
towel
down.
that you always put on your head. It's really bad.
Oh, yeah. And I tend to humorously shout out Allah
sorry.
Akbar a lot. So,
There's no level of fear that'll make you shave the actual beard, though.
No, definitely not. But yeah, it's freaking me the fuck out.
Just run around with a sign, "I'm white."
Someone's offering me a 120 watt amp and 4x12 cab to practice some guitar sick. And I don't know how to play guitar, so yes. Because that'd just be awful. That'd be like me vaguely playing Smoke on the Water, because that's literally all I can play. That and that's what everyone can play. And then just fucking about going, that sounds kind of good, doesn't it? No, it sounds like shit.
You uploaded one of our videos, and people hated it. I think maybe did they hate it?
No, most people liked it. It's got way more. Let's have a look. It's got way more likes than it has dislikes. But people turned up and got angry at you. Angry at you and angry at me because you're disparaging their lived experiences as alien abduction survivors. I mean, they didn't even say that.
No,
you could assume.
Well, someone came over to our video and the comment was, it was on the alien abduction one. I don't know if you've seen it, but we're taking the piss out of fucking them people that say they've been abducted by aliens and stuff like that. But the comment read, he was like, "Oh shit," he's like, "Well, this is a really ignorant and stupid video. I get that you're trying to make fun of these people that pretended to be abducted by aliens, which is fine. But at the same time, you're also poking fun at the people that have actually been abducted by aliens." So I was like, "What?"
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, "That was great."
Like
I just left it.
That's one of the. It's probably that's the sort of reply that Ed wants on his video ever. Just a genuine fucking alien abduction victim.
Yeah.
Sounds like you could have so much fun.
I
don't. Yeah. It's really disappointing too that the most fun I've ever had in my comment section is from people who fundamentally agree with me.
Yeah.
But I don't
go
care.
out of your way to piss them off.
It doesn't make you safe. But I've had no real conflict throughout all of my time. I don't think my videos are that bad though. I don't think there's a lot.
You
of
haven't even had
controversy in
someone. I've had like 3-4 reply videos at this point, and you've had like none.
No,
I'm
nobody.
One of them was vegan, and they didn't count, but it was still fucking retarded.
Bro, I've never had a reply video.
I don't know. Maybe
I've had a few.
Maybe it's just sick. He is quite aggressive.
Monkey's had a few. I've seen some of Monkey's. They're pretty fucking.
Just a few.
They're funny. They're funny as shit. I
Every
love
single one I've had is in the 30 to 40 minutes long, and they're just, kill me now.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
That one guy responded to you, and he says, "Well, this guy's so sick. He's made a video about me, so I'm going to respond to him." And then he just went off on one. You're like, "What the hell is he talking about?" And this is 30 minutes long, and he's just gone off on one. Nothing. Not even replying to your reply.
No, it was hilarious. Has anyone seen Count Dankula is a rapist thing?
No,
That's a lot of
rapist
fun.
now. He's a rapist now.
There's a
God not
really fucking terrible video maker. I can't remember what her name
really
is.
terrible.
Is
It's
this the vegan
masterpiece.
chick?
It's a vegan chick, yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh god, her video, it's just so fucking cringe. Because the second bit she does a video to him and he responds to it, taking the piss out of her, and then she responds to his response video, which okay, it's a bit ridiculous, it's a bit redundant, but still fine. But she interrupts herself constantly, and it's really weird. And she's making it's literally the whole thing is literally her watching it and responding and pausing and responding and pausing, like the sort of shit I used to do before I went, production quality, maybe that's a thing. Yeah, and even then I fucking edited my fucking responses. It's just nothing. It's the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's so funny.
I like it when she agrees with herself.
Oh yeah. She sits there agreeing with herself. It's fucking weird.
Well, do you guys do you respond to the responses?
I really, really, really want to respond to that response because it's so fucking funny. But have I responded to my own responses? I thought about it.
Did you do it?
I responded to one person who's responded to me, and that's just because he really pissed me off with the stupid shit he said. That was when I pointed out what an asshole Tildeer is.
Yeah,
and this guy got really offended because I called him boring. And he spends 30 minutes trying to prove Teal'Deer's not boring.
I remember that video was pure gold. Actually, if you haven't seen it, go back and see that video. This completely subjective opinion that Teal'Deer is boring, and I'm going to refute you on this.
One of the main
he makes a boring video, and that's the best part is that his video is terribly boring.
One of the main problems with responding to responses to yourself is how much you dislike yourself. And I'm not a big fan of me. And so watching someone watch me is just, it's worse than torture. It just, I hate it so bad.
I fucking love me. I love me a lot.
Lucky you, because I hate me and you and Ed and Roy's okay.
I don't hate myself, but I definitely don't take myself seriously at all.
I have to be very drunk generally.
Yeah. It's a bad idea. So when I get a comment that takes me seriously, I don't understand why that comment exists. Especially when you see my videos, like what about them makes you think that I'm?
Have you pointed out that you're taking the piss, and then they have a go at you, going, "Oh yeah, you're just weaseling out of your opinion"? Because I made like such a fucking blatant joke in a video, and someone got so fucking mad at me for it.
Three paragraphs.
Just went on and on and on. It's like, but I almost
never point out that I let other people do it for me, and when they do it, and that's the response they get. Oh yeah, sure, convenient excuse for blah blah blah, and they go on these little tangents, and I just sit back and watch because I don't explain. I don't like
some men
explaining
like
jokes.
To watch the world burn.
Yeah, I don't like explaining satire or jokes or whatever. That's why I took the piss out of it.
But I do enjoy pointing out how stupid someone is, especially when they haven't gotten something.
If somebody doesn't get the joke, you're like, well, if you don't get it, you're never going to get it.
Yeah. Well, that was my whole thing about Teal'Deer is that you spent all of these hours explaining a shit joke that everybody got to begin with and just didn't like. So, I mean, for me, no, why? Why even go down that road?
Well, he didn't even just do that, did he?
If you don't get the joke, you become the joke. That's it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck you. But anyway.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of people sort of misunderstanding your jokes? Because I would assume you do.
Yeah. Yeah, but only especially that nobody ever makes a video. That's what I'm sad about.
What about you, Roy? Because you make it blatantly obvious that you're not.
I bet you get a lot of people who don't get it.
I think most people do. There's a couple that don't. There was the first feminism video we ever did. We've only ever done 2 videos on feminism, but the first one which was our second ever video. There was loads of anti-feminists in the comment ragging on us. Like, I couldn't believe it because it was so obviously we're just taking the piss. Like, so obviously. I start eating chicken mid-video and shit like that, and like
people get upset at you doing that. I can't believe you would eat.
Yeah, like hashtag punch a baby. I'm saying at one point. I'm like, but they're like, they thought I was serious. I'm like, do you know how bad it's gotten? Like, you know, like when a woman casts a vote in the ballot box, when you leave, a man will run in and take out your vote. People thought it was real, and I was like, fuck it. So I just pretended to be the feminist I thought I was, and just kept arguing with him in the comments. I was like, let's see how long and how stupid I can make it until they think like, oh, hang on.
That's when you double down. It's so much more fun just to
that is the time to double down.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. But like, no one, like, we only had like 30 subscribers then, so I don't know. People tend to know now because someone else will explain it to them for us, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it to the point where, like, even in Ranting Monkey's comment section, they took something I said completely apart, and I just rolled with it. And Monkey had to jump in and be like, "He's joking."
Oh yeah, that's when you insulted me.
Yeah, it was insulting.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
they got pissed.
People got really, really upset.
Like, oh, yeah.
It's great. And Monkey's like, he's inclined to stop that, and I am inclined to drag it on forever and ruin my channel because
I
it's
don't
more
know,
fun.
but I would find it a little bit offensive. I don't need fucking defending from goddamn a Dindro. This little faggot who never makes any fucking videos. Jesus Christ, calm down, you fucks.
Well, I mean, like I said, the first time I fucking even got the bearing recognition, I was fucking with his audience.
I have a video. My audience is actually really nice for our community.
Yeah,
they are really nice people, and they fucking jumped you hard and like, no, calm down. And I get it. It can be fun, but I don't want to see them turn into that over you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Save it for something real.
Yeah.
No, because I mean, even if they're really nice people, sometimes you just need to draw that out of them. Just to be look at yourself now. Of course, that's not why I do it. I do it.
Look at yourself. Look at me. Look at yourself. I'm on.
I'd love to assign some kind of altruistic reason, but it's just
the idea of someone
you just like to fuck with people.
The idea of someone jumping to my defense like that is really cringy to me.
Yeah, like white knighting. I mean, it was literally white knighting, and it's like, oh, grow up.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's all right. Like with the TLDR thing.
Well, in the case that we're talking about with Ed here, he wasn't making an actual comment about what I said. He was just shit posting me personally. So I kind of get the white knighting there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They should have understood.
I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not saying these people are assholes or idiots or anything like that. They probably were justified in that reaction. But I didn't care.
And you like to stir the pot.
I want to have a little bit of fun while I'm on the internet. That's all.
Well, you're relevant enough that anyone pays you attention.
I like being irrelevant. I think it's more fun to operate in that. You know, when you think about it, like I wouldn't compare myself, obviously, but like the whole Borat thing. You know how that when he got more attention, he was forced to not do that anymore because everybody knew who he was.
Right.
Right. I don't want everybody to know who I am.
Roy and I know Sacha Baron Cohen originally as a character called Ali G.
Me too. Oh, I watched that.
Oh, you watched Ali G?
On HBO, yeah. When he came to HBO, I was watching him like crazy. It was fucking hilarious.
And it was basically the same thing, but as a British kid, essentially. But yeah, so he has characters and he switches between them, and I love it. I think
that's where Borat came from. That's where Bruno and all the other characters. So Borat. When the movie came out, I was really excited because I had watched every Borat thing, and it was the funniest thing he did on Ali G. But the whole thing is like, you can't keep doing that if people know who you are.
You can't do it forever, especially after you've made a fucking film.
Although a massive film.
Still my favorite thing that came out of that entirely is the fact that Kazakhstan sued Sacha Baron Cohen, and his response to it was he came out as Borat and said, "I fully support my government in suing this Jew." And I was just like, chin chin, son. That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've always had a great respect for the things that he does, even though he borders on breaking the law with it. I've always had a great respect for that. I would love to do that.
IRL all the time.
Oh fuck! It takes so much balls though to do the shit he does. Like,
no, I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't do some of the fucking ridiculous things.
You could do it. I have faith.
He puts himself in legitimate danger.
He go to like a rodeo and start singing a song about how everyone in the world was a little girl compared to Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
and they have superior potassium.
He said, in honor of the American.
Look, I'm gonna have to watch that again now. God damn you guys.
Yeah.
And you need to watch the deleted scenes because there's a deleted scene of him asking a steward at a shop. He keeps pointing at the cheeses and says, "What's that?" And he says, "It's cheese, sir." And says, "What's that?" "It's cheese." And he says, "What's that?" "It's cheese, sir." "Come on." "What about that?" "It's cheese." And it just goes on. It goes on for just long enough to be hilarious.
Do you know, it's just great. If you've not seen it, like, recently, rewatch it. It's when he's in the fucking desert with them rednecks. And he's Bruno. And, like, he's all like, he's like looking up at this. They all hate him already because he's gay as fuck, right? And these are these macho fucking no nonsense Bible belt.
Is this the Bruno film rather than the Borat?
Yeah.
I've not seen the Bruno film.
Like, he looks up at the sky and he's just like, he's like, "Oh, look at all the stars. It reminds you of all the hot guys out there, right?" And, and then everyone goes proper quiet. Like, and like the shot lingers for literally about 1 minute of silence, and they're just like, and it's like it gets to the point where you laugh, you stop, and then it just gets more and more funny the longer the sound goes on. Well, he's like,
"Oh, my favorite shit he did was actually as Bruno was in Ollie G, where he went to spring break, and he was like acting like an MTV spring break kind of guy, and he's like making these douchey fucking fratty kind of asshole, which is like, "Yeah, bro, free break, whoa, yeah," these fucking brain dead fucking idiots. All they do is work out and nothing else. And so he makes these guys like do all this weird fucking crazy spring break shit, like pulling down their pants and like showing off their asses and like smacking their asses, whatever. And then at the very end, he goes, "All right, everybody say, I love gay TV." Or whatever, like it's totally gay. Whoa! What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Jake,
something similar to that. I don't want to keep sucking his dick, but he has done so many fucking hilarious things. He went to this place, and there was this guy who was a skinhead, like a British football rioting fucking nutter. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up," and he's "Do you have any messages for the gay communities of Europe?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, don't be fucking gay." And it's one of the best things I've ever heard. It's just so fucking funny.
He did also try to fuck Ron Paul. that was the most uncomfortable. I think in the Bruno movie was the Ron Paul scene.
I need to watch that movie. I think we need to watch both, but just have like a good cringe gap in between. It's probably why I haven't watched it. Like I hate to cringe at things. Like I think I've said this before. The bit in a movie when they're sneaking around someone's office and someone walks past the window. I fucking hate watching those because they make me cringe.
Yeah, this is
And but Borat makes me cringe. It's like so embarrassing to watch, but it's Moorish. So The Office, the English Office, I haven't really watched the American one, but it's the same effect. I hate it, but I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that shit.
But we get loads of that now.
That's hard to do when you know it's fake to make it that cringy, like with the awkwardness.
That's talent.
Yeah,
Steve Carell did a really good job in the American version too.
I do like it.
I've heard the American version is its own. It started off trying to be too much like it, but it became its own thing and became much better for it.
Yeah. Well, if you watch the pilot episode of each one, they are pretty much identical.
From there, it's sort of completely copies. And then I don't know. Steve Carell just sort of accidentally walking into all of these politically correct scenarios, it tries to be less realistic though, and that's a benefit to the show itself. But it's something that the original Office couldn't do because the original Office had to maintain like an air of realism.
The original Office had to be realistic. It wouldn't have been funny if it was like.
Well, the original
larger than
Office
life.
was all about David Brent, and it was short enough to justify that. But the American version wanted to go off, so all of the other characters sort of got their own
thing.
Personality. But it was written by funny enough people that it was pretty good consistently throughout. Honestly, I love that show. But
I didn't like the last season. It got a little too. It felt like they were trying too hard, but the rest of it, yeah, I loved it.
No, some of it, a lot of it did though too. When the Jim and Pam get married and all that.
No one cared after they got together. That's the thing. It's
The
like, you just want to
comedy
see them
was
together.
the comedy was good though. I think it was well written.
I get another thing that's worth watching. I think I need to watch. There's so much comedy stuff that I need to watch. I need to laugh more. Just at things that are supposed to be laughed at instead of things that are just funny because I'm depressed.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it. We're just bullshitting at this.
We've hit 1:12, so that's good.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I might whenever I'm starting to take the streams down, and eventually these are going to migrate over to a stream channel,
so that you don't have a channel that's just streams and people go, well, why the fuck would I watch this?
Currently, if you look at my channel or video list, you'll only see a couple of streams. So I'm gonna eventually, I'll leave this up for a little bit, and then I'll probably put the two videos together, and then move it over to the stream channel, and I'll launch that soon because I have to do all the downloading, and I'm lazy. But anyway,
are you gonna do your streams live on your main channel? And then
I'll still do them live here because
I do think it's still worth being live here and even staying here for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
More super chat.
I might just archive. Not even that. It's just that you get like a few people like to watch it shortly after, and they're not on the day. So leave it up until then, and then archiving it later. I might go through and archive all my streams as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, in my situation, the reason is because right now I'm not doing
fucking content.
So if I don't have videos, and it's becoming a streaming channel, and I'd rather it just have all the old videos and all the streams to be put somewhere else.
Well, if someone turns up because of a stream, or they see one video and then they go to your channel and all they can see is streams, they're not going to go scroll down a bit and go, oh, look at all this stuff I can watch. So they're not going to watch anything.
They're just going to see streams.
They're just going to see streams and go, oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not putting a lot of work in the channel now, but I don't expect that to be permanent. So when I start kicking back up again, I want to make sure that people can see content and not just
streams,
2-hour streams. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks, Monkey, for coming on. It's been a while. I wanted to have you on our stream, and Roy, for fuck's sake, finally. We had to change the fucking day for you, but
I was free yesterday. I was free.
I know we didn't talk about that. He was fucking like I make plans and I'm doing other things because I'm like, okay, cool. The stream's gonna be on Sunday, and I get a fucking tweet from him with a Hangout link in it. I'm like, fuck you, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I went to that completely smashed.
Yeah, that's
right.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
But anyway, I'm only really available on the weekends. So if you guys want to stream with me, it's got to be on the weekends. But I'll go ahead and end this fucking thing because I got shit to do. All right.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Have a good night.
Moist.